guys, how's it going? Astrofeminist here, back with another Amberlynn Reid video. Today we are delving into her kind of notorious I was misdiagnosed again vlog, which I've seen some people react to it, and I have some thoughts, but let's just jump right into it and react to what Amber is saying here.
Everybody, so I just want to say that you guys saw me in my last video wearing the same red dress because this was actually filmed after I filmed my last video and uploaded it. I just felt like, you know what, there's a little bit more I want to vlog today. So just because I uploaded a video already doesn't mean I don't get to vlog more, you know? So yeah, I just want to let you know. So continue on with the video.
Yeah, I don't get why people are freaking out over her wearing the same thing in different vlogs. Like, yes, she is definitely better about changing her clothes, like, as of late, but I know for her in, like, 2019, sort of her, like, low, like, long-term low, she wouldn't really change outfits from what I remember, and I mean, someone her size, you know, depending on her stamina and her like, cardio, it could be pretty difficult to change clothes every day. And, you know, obviously she has had mental illness problems, and I personally know that when you have mental illness, thinking about outfits is just like so many spoons. If you don't know what spoon theory is, I'll probably throw the Wikipedia screenshot up because I actually really do enjoy spoon theory. I think it's a good way to represent mental illness in terms of like energy units per day kind of thing, situation type deal. But yeah, I didn't even really care that she was wearing the same outfit. I was like, okay, she wore the same outfit twice in a row. Like, I definitely, especially now that it's cooler out and I'm not like sweating through every single outfit I wear, like, I rewear my clothes. Like, I bathe every day, so me reusing my clothes, as long as they're not like workout clothes, that's not that big of a deal to me, honestly. I think people look too much into that, TBH, but let's move on.
I'm gonna work a little bit on my Lego. There's gonna be no time lapse this time because people unfortunately are not enjoying it. So I'm just gonna show you how it looks before I do some, and then I want to show you how it looks after. So I'm not sure how much I'm gonna be doing right now, but I'm just in some serious need of distraction, something that could lower my anxiety levels because I just feel not good mentally, not the greatest physically. So I'm just needing to do something that makes me feel good. This is how the globe looks now. And
But Amber, I thought the earth was flat. I keep saying this, but I need to do a video about Amber and how she thinks like the moon landing isn't real and the earth is flat, because oh my god, that would be hilarious.
I'll show you in a second what it looks like. Okay, so I did 2 more steps.
Okay.
This was the first one. So I guess this is where the globe is gonna be, like in between this little fella here. That looks so much better. Now,
oh, it's like a, see, I thought she was making like just a sphere globe. I didn't know it was going to be like a globe that was on like a pin to spin around, but that would actually be kind of cool to see the end result of that.
Has started, folks. This is all we have. But yeah, I have a feeling this globe is going to frustrate me because ones where you like have to repeat steps like 6 to like 10 different times, sometimes it can get annoying. I'm not gonna lie. So
I kind of agree with that. I built the ISS Lego set, and there were like, I think 8 or 10 little sort of components on the ship that they replicated in the set that I had to build, and I was like, oh my god, okay, I do this and this and this. Luckily they were smaller, like it wasn't a giant thing like that, so it wasn't super annoying, and I freaking love space things, obviously. So it wasn't super annoying to me, but I can imagine as a flat earther that Amberlynn having to build, you know, 12 different globe pieces, that would frustrate her. So
did step 4, step 5. I'm probably gonna do like step 6 tomorrow or something.
And
I'm actually about to take a shower, but
I was gonna say I might skip over the rest of this, but this is where she actually starts getting into the juicy stuff.
To talk to you because I forgot to let you guys know in my last video. It was a big point that I wanted to say because it's important to this whole health thing, is that I was actually misdiagnosed with a collapsed lung. So they thought that I had a partially collapsed lung, but it turns out that I do not. So I want to let everyone know that that is not a thing. It's a misdiagnosis. They were confused because the x-ray did show something, and that is why I got a CT scan, because they assumed it was a partially collapsed lung. But the 2 CT scans I did have of my lung did show that it was not that it was actually fluid around my lung. It's not in my lung, it's around my lung. It's the nodule that is in my lung. So I have to make that clear because people are still asking about the collapsed lung, just saying like, so you have collapsed lung fluid and nodule. No, I do not have the partial collapsed lung. That is what they first thought it was and what I was diagnosed with. But thankfully, that is not what it is, which I don't know. I don't even know what's the better option anymore. I don't know.
Definitely not the collapsed lung, I'm gonna say that much. So yeah, the big consensus in the community with this video is that, and I agree with it, is that she kind of listened to the first thing that they said, which they said they think it might be a collapsed lung. Let's be real, if she did have a collapsed lung, she wouldn't be up and bobbing around and breathing this well, and they would put her in the emergency room for that, because that's a huge deal. Even a partially collapsed lung, because that's like your breathing apparatus is now compromised. And the fact that she has shown in several vlogs that she has been like crying a lot. Like, I don't know about y'all. This is gonna sound kind of whack, but like I've definitely had times where I like was having a hard time breathing in the first place, and then I started crying, and it was like a billion times worse because crying, takes up a lot of air because you're like, like like when you're sobbing, it just takes a lot of like it's physically impactful to like have a mental breakdown. I went to the ER because the clot in my after I got my tonsils removed a week later, my clot had come out, which is actually surprisingly common if you look it up. I think it's like 50% of the time people's clots come out. And that's a big deal because you could potentially, bleed out because they need to cauterize that. Luckily, my bleeding wasn't too bad. They tried to chemically cauterize it. And then, and the surgeon I had was so nice. I'm so sad that he's not there anymore. Not that I'm like wishing I need surgery, but he was like, okay, we need to put you under so we can go in basically with that like sort of electrocautery thing, but like obviously that's gonna be super traumatizing to do that when I'm awake. So they were like, okay, we need to put you under again. And I was like trying to hold it together, but then they got the IV like adapter needle in me and I just lost it. And I like started crying and bawling, and then like, 5 minutes later they let me calm down a bit, but she came in. And y'all know, like, if you know 5 minutes for a breakdown is like no time at all, really. And she came in and the nurse took my blood pressure. It was 210/140. For reference, average blood pressure is like 120/80. So I was almost double like the normal blood pressure kind of thing. And she basically was, and this is a bit of a dramatized version of what she did, but she was basically like, okay, we're gonna let you give you a second to calm down a bit because we cannot put you under right now because you are too wound up. And I was like, okay. So that's something I like to tell people if they're ever being kind of ignorant or like, oh, well, it's just all in your head. No, honey, I literally, my heart was pacing because I had no sleep and was having a mental breakdown. So mental breakdowns are very physical, and if she's been crying over this collapsed lung, I feel like we could hear that and see that more in her vlogs because that's gonna very much affect her breathing. So I think she heard them say, oh, well, it might be a partially collapsed lung, and she just went with that.
So, being misdiagnosed with that is a little frustrating.
Okay, here's the thing. I don't think she was misdiagnosed. I think she took the we think you might have and ran with it. That's just my opinion.
But like I said, when something is off with your body, I'm very intuitive with my body. People can say what they want based on my weight, but if we take that all out, ever since I was diagnosed with uterine cancer over 2 years ago, like if I ever feel like something's wrong, like I have to see a doctor. I'm sure it's frustrating to be.
I mean, that could also be an anxiety thing, but also, maybe the cancer did kick her in the butt a little and made her listen, but, like, there was that time for, like, 2 years that she talked about when she was trying to trash Becky, like, a month or so ago, where she, like, bled very inconsistently and somewhat heavily for, like, 2 years straight. Where was the intuition then,
Misdiagnosed, but we're getting things squared away. So I just wanted to let everyone know because I totally forgot last video. So yeah, I'm just like...
That's another point of contention here is that, obviously people were very concerned about her collapsed lung. Obviously, like, wanting updates on that, but she just completely forgot to say, oh, it's not a collapsed lung, by the way. It's sort of did she really forget, or did she just want to milk for views with people thinking she had a partially collapsed lung,
No. I have so much anxiety.
Same.
It's rough. A lot of anxiety. And you know, the holidays are coming up, and I was actually going to Oklahoma at the end of October, in the beginning of November, to see my family. And I was so excited, and now I can't go because of everything that's going on. I need to stay around home. I need to rest. I can't do 12-hour car rides, and it hurts. It hurts.
So, couple things with that whole statement. One, that is sad that she can't go and see her family. Obviously, she, has reconnected with her mom since her cancer diagnosis. Two, why can't you go see them around Christmas? Question mark. Three, why can't you fly instead of taking a 12-hour car ride? I understand that flights might also be stressful, but I mean, it's probably way less time consuming because you could probably just buy a whole row for you and, wifey question mark, wifey. The whole wifey situation's kind of up and down right now, from what I've been hearing. Also, like, you need to rest. Like, what have you been doing for the past couple of months, especially with your ankle? Like, all you've been doing is resting. Like, I get you don't want to stress your body out by going on a plane or in a car, but, like, you're not going to be driving. Maybe she does have, like, passenger car anxiety, but, the way that she made Becky and wifey kind of drive her around to places, like, it's obviously not the worst thing in the world. You think about it a little more critically and stuff's not adding up.
I lost over 100 pounds in a year, and I thought I was slowly trying to get my life together, and it just sucks so bad. It's like ever since I fell, it's kind of like everything is just falling apart. And all I can do is stay as positive as I can. And I know there's people out there going through worse things, and I know that. But right now, this is my worst. Right now, it feels pretty rough. And I just need a little bit of, like, kindness and patience and gentleness, really. That's what I need right now.
If you need that, get off the internet. Go to whatever therapist you may or may not have right now and get off the internet. People aren't going to really give you that kindness and patience. We gave you that when you had cancer, and you continued this downward spiral of weight loss and weight gain and being a crappy person. Like, it's going to be harder for us to give you clemency or whatever in the future because you literally had a life-threatening situation and you did not change your habits that much. Go to your therapist.
Okay, so I just got out of my doctor's appointment, got the paperwork to go to the radiology and schedule a CT scan of my actual chest, because last time it was just lungs. So it's a whole CT scan of my chest with contrast. So I have to go and get that scheduled. But we're just, step by step. So my nodule is 1.6 centimeters, if you guys want to know. And once it reached 2 centimeters, that means it's a mass. So that's scary. So Feline kindly went in to schedule my appointment, and I don't know what this is. So it's literally, there's no feeling to it. It's literally, my skin is just red. Don't ask. So I know my videos right now are,
don't put it in the video then,
very medical related. I don't want that to just be what I'm portraying in my life. It is obviously a huge part of what I'm going through right now, but I don't want that to just be what my videos are. I don't want this to be a place that people come to and get sad or anxious or frustrated. Like, I still want this to be an escape for some people, and I do want to apologize right now to those that I'm making it kind of hard for it to be an escape. But let's just kind of go through this together and just stay positive and hope for the best, because this is a very scary time right now. It could go two ways. A simple infection that is easily cured and treatable. You guys know the other route. So let's just hope for the best. I'm doing everything I can. I feel like I'm running around and just seeing so many doctors and getting so many tests. Like, my poor freaking arm is so bruised. Because that's the vein that they love to use. They try very hard to use this one, but
oh my god,
it's like there's no veins there. I don't understand. So my poor vein is just like, leave me alone. I don't even remember what I was saying, but I just want to say thank you guys so much for just like the kind words and the messages. Like, it means the world to me, because more positivity, more good vibes to my body. And I know that stress, equals stress on the body, and I don't want that. We need to like treat my body well. You know, mainly me, obviously. But yeah, this is, you know, the more that
Yeah, I was gonna say you're really not treating your body well. Yeah, and I will give her some, like I said, I will give her some clemency because, you know, she's not, I think somebody said it's like after 5 years of no, like weird test results and everything, then you can consider yourself cancer free. And obviously she's only been like 2 years and a few months out of cancer, so she's only halfway, and she now has damn near a mass in her lung, meaning that the cancer could have spread, and that makes sense, right? So, you know, I can't imagine this is an easy time for her, but again, she obviously didn't really take the cancer super seriously the first time. It's just kind of like she got the surgery to get rid of it and then went to a few appointments and didn't really change her lifestyle.
ever, it's time to fight for my life. I just feel like hopeless a little bit. So
The time to fight for your life was 2.5 years ago. That was it. Like, that was your wake-up call, and you didn't even really listen to it as well as you should have. Excuse me.
It's time to fight for my life more than ever. And it's like I can't keep going thinking about the past and everything I could have, should have, would have, could have, would have, like throw it out. It's now. Time is now. Like all this talk about the past is just what? Adding stress and worry for no reason. It's time to talk about the now and fix the now and do the now. So I wanted to end this vlog, but there is a lot of speculation going around, which I still...
See, this is what I'm concerned about her getting stuck with IVs all the time, is her arm still isn't healed from the freaking cat scratches she got when I started this freaking channel 8 months ago. Like, the bruise on her arms are going to stay there forever.
I feel like I need to answer to. And people are saying that I didn't have follow-ups after my hysterectomy when I had uterine cancer, and that's not true. It's follow-ups every 6 months, and I went every single time. It is to do a CT scan and then to see my oncologist, which I did do. I don't know where people have assumed that I didn't do that, just based on because I didn't vlog it. There was an era where actually I did go, but I was doing live streams during that time. I didn't vlog or talk about anything like that really in my live stream era. So I think that just a lot of people are confused, and I kind of wanted to clear that up because I find that to be frustrating. A lot of people are blaming what is going on with me right now, like on myself, because I didn't do follow-ups. I did. And that is the reason why I kept being prescribed estradiol, which I wasn't even supposed to be taking. You can't be prescribed something without going to the doctor. So hopefully that makes sense. But I am going to end this video. Sorry this one's like very medical. I'm hoping that the next one isn't. And it's more so just like the stupid shit I used to show. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that you guys did enjoy. You guys didn't enjoy this. Let's be real. I hope that you guys still watched it and you're still going to stick around to watch my life. So I'm going to go and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.
I don't know why people are thinking that she didn't go back to the doctors after her cancer diagnosis and her hysterectomy, because she did mention that every few months. Like she said, it was every 6 months, especially like as of late, like the past, 6 months or so. Like she does talk about going to the doctor. So I don't know where people got that impression. That's just really dumb. I think people are just trying to overhype things. But also, I just want to discuss that I'm seeing a lot of like, did Amberlynn Reid fake her cancer things? And I feel like that's a bit too far in this situation. I know there are people who are just always going to be convinced that she faked her cancer. And at this point, with this video and her saying she's been misdiagnosed with a collapsed lung and all this stuff, like, I don't know. I feel like questioning something like that is just really distasteful, and I don't ever want to question a cancer diagnosis because it is a quite serious thing. There was a lack of her talking about going to like chemo or radiation therapy, but perhaps they did catch it when it was really low grade. I'd have to go back and watch those videos to actually see that, but I don't remember her being like it was life or death kind of discussions. But also that's her own medical stuff, and she has the right to privacy with that and to not discuss it with the internet. I will say, like I've said before, I'm really good at reading people. I do think the quick announcement video that she made, I felt those tears. Like, I actually genuinely felt bad for her. So I don't think that the cancer diagnosis was fake, and at her weight it's not surprising. Yeah, I don't know why people are saying that she's faked her cancer diagnosis and her hysterectomy and her follow-ups. She doesn't have to share that information. Actually, a lot of people would prefer that she didn't share it. But just because she didn't share it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, right? That's all of my opinions about this video. I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, whatever you're having. And remember that you're worth the space you take up in this world. Bye.